read last week that in a study, just under half of Canadians have been a victim of fraud at some point in their lifetime, which seems crazy to me. And so there are these big epidemic problems, and we should be working to be part of the solution to those things. It's important to me that we're doing things like fighting human trafficking. It's important to me that we're fighting fraud, that we are doing things that are helping the average Canadian and frankly, the average person around the world, because these things affect all of our lives. As Canadians, we're targets because we are seen as affluent, because we're a developed country, because our quality of life is relatively good. Everybody has some amount of money in their bank account. And whether you think about it and you think, man, this is a really small amount of money that I have in my bank account, that is life-changing money somewhere in the developed world. And that's the good news. And the bad news is that a lot of these scams don't originate in Canada. And so you have these call centers that are running these CRA scams. It is coming from overseas. And that's one of the things that make these scams particularly difficult to prosecute. That requires the collaboration of law enforcement internationally. It requires Canadian law enforcement to work with victims here, and then law enforcement overseas to be willing to make arrests, to be willing to investigate these scams. It can be incredibly complex, and it takes time. It is one of the things, frankly, that I wish that we did much better at.